After all the transactions have been imported and the auto-reconciliations run, you will probably need to visit the manual reconciliation screen and follow up on those transactions which have not yet matched. We have recently included a new style manual recon screen in Bank Recon to make your daily tasks faster and easier. It has also allowed us to redesign how we show and use the bank details information that make up those bulk collection and payment transactions on your bank statement. When you log into Bank Recon, you will see the accounts dashboard. The grid shows you how many unreconciled items there are in each account. Click on one of the accounts to view the unreconciled items in the account you wish to work with. The first thing you will notice here is all the transactions. Bank transactions, cashbook transactions, and bank details transactions are all included in the same list. You can scroll down the list to load and view more records. At the top you have the toolbar. Here you perform all the actions to customize your display, choosing which columns you want to see, finding the transactions you are looking for, and viewing your selected transactions, tagging them, and reconciling them. This screen makes use of search, much like Google does, rather than filters. So let's take a look at how it works. I am going to search for my bank details transactions, including matched items. This is a new type of transaction you can now see on the manual recon screen, which is why it is in a different color. The details will be imported and linked to a bank transaction automatically. You probably won't see bank details transactions too often, as they should reconcile automatically most of the time. But you can manually reconcile them to the correct cashbook transactions if you need to. Here is the bank transaction, and here are the child details linked to it. Some of these have already been reconciled using automated recon rules. Now I am going to search for a particular client with include matched items still ticked. 3 transactions are returned, 2 of which are reconciled. I can view this reconciliation and remove it if it was done in error. These transactions will then appear on the manual recon screen as unreconciled. Now what happens when I search for 2 words? This returns all transactions which have both of these words in them. This is the same as putting an and between the words. As you can see, my and is in capital letters, and all search keywords must be in caps. Let's now do an or search. Here transactions that have either this client number or bank in them have been returned. And now I am excluding the second term, using the minus sign. As you can see, only transactions which include this client number, but not the word bank, are returned. I can search for exact amounts or amount ranges, and can enter a value by copying and pasting from the grid, or using the keyboard. The same logic applies to the date fields. Here I can copy and paste from the grid, use the date picker, or enter a value using the keyboard. Additionally, you can search across accounts if allowed, and select the columns to group transactions on. You can group on any of the available columns, and source and amount are selected by default. Your display preferences, transaction ordering, and frequent search criteria can all be saved as a profile to easily load them when needed. Additionally, Bank Recon remembers your last use preferences as a last use profile, which is loaded by default every time you open the screen. Let's now complete a recon. Select the transactions. You can view your selection to make sure it's correct, and show all again to select others if needed. Once I am satisfied with the match, I click Reconcile. Enter my balancing entry details, and click the Save and Reconcile button to complete this match.